I'm not sure I'm qualified to say anything about this, but I don't think it's much worse than in some other countries. Of course, if you look at Sweden or even Germany, there's a lot more going on. Um, but you know, I don't know. It doesn't strike me as if the Netherlands is really so far behind, and I really believe that there's that's the other side of it. There's a lot of potential left. As far as big events go that really focus on esports, we haven't seen very much of them, and I think we're gonna see a bit more of them in the near future. So I think there's still a lot to go for, and I think a very big factor for that is that esports needs to get, be presented in the mainstream media more. Of course, that's easy to say, but that's something that we're really working on. So I have there's one of our volunteers is Thomas, and he's working really hard to actually reach these mainstream media to get attention from the Game Kings or even Tweakers.net or bigger media that have an audience that overlaps with ours for a large part. But esports is so far it's quite a bit of a niche thing. Yes, that's true. Okay, so after last year, what we wanted to do was have more content throughout the year. But what we cannot do, so in terms of logistics and volunteers, is have 2 DSCL opens every year. That's just too much pressure on the organization, and I also have a job. so, and there was also this pressure for us to actually shorten the period over which the DSCL Open would run, because last year we had our first qualifiers in January and our finals in June. That was just too long. So people are saying that's too long, shorten it. But at the same time, we want more content throughout the year. We don't want one tournament and then for the rest of the year have really nothing much to say about ourselves. So we needed to find a bit of a balance between that. And what we decided was to add 2 events that do not. Of course, this took quite a lot of time, but it's the first time. But it takes a lot less time than having a DSCL Open, because that has this whole period of qualifiers and online tournament phases. So that's a lot of work over a lot of months. And this is just a single weekend, actually. So it takes quite a bit of preparation, of course, which will go down in the future. But it's easier to manage for us as an organization. And of course, the Invitationals are a great addition. It's not like a watered-down version of a DSCL Open. This is all new opportunities, because what we can do at an Invitational, which we cannot do at the DSCL Open, is show a lot more of the players. At the DSCL Open, you got 1 day or maybe 2 days, and I'm not really sure how it's going to go this year. But it's about matches. It's about going. There's a lot of audience. But what we can do in this Invitational is show the intimate atmosphere that's around here. And of course, yes, we have watched Home Story Cup, and it's an amazing concept. So we're going to try to emulate some of that, that atmosphere, that great atmosphere that they have, and of course show a lot of the players, because you might notice that some of the big names of Dutch StarCraft are not here. Part of the reason for that is, of course, that we want to show that, yes, we have these couple of players that everybody knows, but there's right below them, there's a big layer of players that people within the scene, they all know them, right? But people that casually watch StarCraft, they've never heard of them. So we want to change that and actually give them fans, because the best thing that can happen for us as the Dutch StarCraft League is for players to get fans, because they will watch our tournament if the players play in our tournament. So it's win-win. So yeah. Sure, the goal is to give face time to players and to and also in general to have more events in the Netherlands that people can actually join, because there isn't a lot that you can go to. There's barcrafts now and then, of course, which is great. But yeah, there's no actual game going on at the venue, and that's different here. So if people want to come by, you can come by, actually. So there's an area right behind here. You can sit here. You can sit right behind where I'm sitting now and watch all the casters and the production. And of course, you'll see the players. So it's having an event in the Netherlands, and it's also showing that we have lots of players that can do really cool stuff. And of course, well, that's not really significant for the moment, but have some incentive for people to play on a professional or semi-professional level, because we offer a tournament that you can compete in. If you don't have tournaments near your, if you start out StarCraft, you can't just go to Korea and play in GSL. You need to start somewhere, right? And this is kind of accessible. Well, of course, this is an invitational, so it's not accessible in the sense that you can just sign up. But it's something that motivates people who say, well, I'm not the absolute top. I'm not grubby. I'm not red. But I can still play in tournaments. I can still make some money, and I can grow from there. I can, get some exposure.
Oké. Ik moet heel even de camera uitzetten, want wij